Right. Hey y'all, how you doing? Give me just a second. Anyways, all right. Hey y'all. So, welcome to Topocracy. I am your host, Dr. Tiffany Alexis Nyberg. I am a board-certified emergency physician, and I have been in practice 18 years. I own and operate an urgent care in Shreveport, Louisiana, and I also, and here on Topocracy, we follow evidence-based medicine. We do a lot of science talk. I'm also openly and proudly transgender, and tonight we are going to have a guest, Jynx, the Wonder Girl. So she is going to be on, and we are going to talk about, since this is Tuesday, this is Transtastic Tuesday, and that's usually what happens on this day. So, and hey y'all, sorry I lost track of time, and I was talking to my girlfriend until I was almost about to miss the live. Okay, so Jinx, if you want, do you want to start a live and I'll invite you to co-host? That way we could do the split screen thing instead of you having the little box down there. All right, well, fire one up and I will be watching and invite you. So, hey Bailey, how are you? Hadn't seen you in a while. So, well, thank you. Yeah, I got my pride going on right here. So, depending on how long the live goes, I'm definitely going to be doing a question and answer on Thursday, I believe. So, I'll have I'll be able to, and sometimes after the guest part of the live's done, I also do that this weekend. I'm sorry, I also do that sometimes after that. Oh, what the fuck? What happened? Huh.
Sorry about that. I don't know what happened.
Don't touch anything now, okay? No, the reason I like to do it this way is because this way it puts us both as as full hosts. So you get to have your following come and watch you, and I get to have mine watch me. So that way, when we do the little person in the box, like basically the person in the box doesn't really like their followers are just part of the main crowd, and they give gifts to me.
Oh, that makes sense.
So I didn't want bring. I don't like bringing somebody on my live just so I can take their money. That's not cool. So
I
That
don't
is
usually
not
like
how I
ask
roll.
people to give me gifts. So
That is not how I roll. So how are you?
I'm very good, and thank you so much for having me on. I've been wanting to do this for a while.
Well, yeah. I mean, you're welcome anytime. So now, hold on, y'all. By the way, when I do a live with somebody, I generally do talk to them. I don't really do a lot of audience questions unless it's pertinent to the topic that we're doing, because it's kind of would be phenomenally rude for me to say ask Jinx to come on here and then start talking about vaccinations.
That
So
makes sense.
I don't want to anyone who's ever on here as my guest is going does get to be front and center. So. But that I do lives that are question and answer too. So it's not like I'm going to forget y'all and not answer those questions. Okay. So, but anyway, so and if you haven't followed Jinx, you should do so. Okay.
Oh,
Or
thank you.
you will face my sad and disappointed stare.
It might make me cry too.
Yeah. So there. Anyways, so how are you?
I am very good. Very eventful week. We just got the kids enrolled in summer camp, so they're super excited. They start that tomorrow.
Well, that means free time, doesn't it?
Well, that just means that I have to work.
Yeah,
So
I, my kids, they stay with my ex. So, but I remember back, like when they were like, 3 and 5, and it was like, God, it was like constantly having like an F1 tornado in my house.
yeah, that's pretty much a constant state in this house. F1, F2, and sometimes F4. Like what happens? So
They can take down walls and load bearing components if you're not careful. They really can.
yes, my middle son Cameron definitely falls in that category.
So, where where are y'all at? Like, what region though? What region of the country are you in?
We are in the central south or central southwest. So the best place to explain that is I'm Central Texas. So
Oh, yeah, I've spent a lot of time around there. Back in the day, I went to college in Waco, and I was worked as a paramedic in Waco too for quite some time. Um,
Waco's not very far from where I am.
and Fort Worth is where I went to med school, and I grew up in Dallas.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean,
I've never liked Fort Worth.
I was there when the tornado went through it. You would have loved that.
No, I'm okay.
Yeah, oh, I thought it was really spectacular. That's actually what got me into the amateur storm chasing thing that I do sometimes.
No, that does sound fun.
So, but Central Texas, if I mean, I hope you're in Austin, to be honest, because
I wish I was, but no. I'm closer to Waco than I am Austin.
Queen, yeah, I don't,
Fort Hood.
yeah,
Yeah, they call it the great place. I'm pretty sure they're full of shit.
well, at least it isn't Lubbock.
There you go. It could be worse. It could be Lubbock. It could be Amarillo.
Yeah, Lubbock, Amarillo, Odessa. They call it.
Oh God.
Went out there once to see what was out there, and really it was a whole bunch of nothing. But so
It's a lot of flat.
so how's the environment these days out there? Do you get a lot of flack out there in Texas or?
Constantly. Constantly. Surprisingly enough, right where I live, in the tiny little farming community that I live in, it varies. I'd say probably one out of 20 people gives me or my family a hard time. Um, as I travel further north, like Fort Worth, Dallas, those areas, it actually gets a lot worse. So, like the video I had sent you regarding
Yeah,
that
that
person.
nightmare video. Yes, that really is
So,
just horrible. Yeah, my version of the video is no longer exists thanks to
yeah,
Tris.
um, that pastor actually has more than one church, and they kind of scattered all over North and Central Texas. They have more than one pastor. They got about 100 actually, who all preach the same nonsense. They all say the same things. Well, one of those is right here where I live.
This is like some sort of like the fucking McDonald's of hate churches or something. I mean,
Yeah.
like
Well,
you
you
french
know, all
fries
your
or
white collar criminals
something.
need a tax haven.
Do what?
I said all your white collar criminals need a tax haven. So they start a church.
By the dickheads for the dickheads. Okay, that's cool. Um,
Pretty much.
huh, how about that? Um, I mean, like, how many are there? This is like awful, actually.
There is. So, like, you named one of the pastors, but that's not even the pastor that's in that video. That's the one that's up there in Fort Worth. Well, Denton. It's basically Denton. And he's by far the worst out of all of them. But the others aren't that far behind. And, you know, they do absolutely call for the complete and utter decimation of our community. They don't want to do it themselves. They want a theocratic law in Texas, and it's going up in front of the House of Representatives this general election, which is, it could be made illegal to exist in this state. Now, do I personally feel in the state of Texas it's going to gain any headway? No. There's no way in hell. You've got Dallas, Houston, San Antonio, Austin, hell, even El
At some point,
Paso.
people have got to go. At some point, people have got to go. Jesus, y'all. I mean, this is going a little far. You know.
Yeah, I wish they would. You know, like I said, I live in a tiny little farming town, and maybe one out of every 20 people that I've ever run into has a problem with me. So it's a small minority of people that don't want me around. The rest of them either are indifferent or they've shown pride. Like, wow, we're so happy that there's some culture in our little town. I'm like, okay.
You
But,
realize, yeah, you get to be the culture. You know?
oh, my house is the pride event in this town. It absolutely is the pride event. So there's so many flags and things flying out in the front of my house that people are just like, oh wow, look at that.
We were having we had probably our biggest pride event last as not this weekend but the weekend before, and it was really neat though to see. I mean, there was a huge turnout. There was like probably about 2,000, 2,500 people. And just to see that in a
Oh
field in
wow,
Shreveport, Louisiana. Actually, it was really fucking
right?
awesome. It actually really
That's amazing.
kind of lifted spirits there. To have that. Because
That's cool.
it's been a tough year to actually keep hope. I can't imagine what it'd be like living in, the corner, like basically,
I live in the taint of Texas.
oh, I was
That's
going to say,
basically right.
yeah, I mean, I was going to say taint or, maybe like the outer inch of the rectal cavity, where like all of the shit happens.
Somewhere around there. You know, and if you keep heading closer to like Waco, now you're moving closer to like the butt crack of Texas. Um, and it's
So,
been weird. So
but, Shreveport, isn't metropolis, but I used to live in also Monroe, which is that's like the taint of Louisiana.
yeah.
um,
Oh, I've been there.
So, but it was nice. It is nice to actually be in a city where they do have pride events, because they didn't, and I don't think in Monroe. At least I never saw one. And it's just nice to, I don't know, it was just nice to actually see that there's a real community that wasn't you know I mean, it's just stuff like that's really important because it gives you hope, you know.
It does.
So,
I've had a lot of hope here recently with the people in my local community. I was sitting on the porch, I think it was Friday, last Friday. We didn't have any air conditioning because our air conditioning's capacitor exploded. So, of course, it's like 99 degrees in the house, and it was like 91 outside. I was like, okay, so we're going to go sit outside and enjoy some coffee. And this sweet old man, like, pulled up in his car, rolled down his window, and I thought he was about to yell, a slur or some hate speech. Because driving past my house, it is very evident this is Pride Central. And he saw me sitting on the back porch and he yelled, I was like, hey, and I was like, hi. He's like, I love your house. I love the decorations. Can I please take a picture? I don't care. So yeah, it was nice. Like, that was pleasant. And then we had some kids that drove by, saw the flags, slammed on their brakes, screamed as loud as they could, a bunch of F slurs and stuff like that. A few death threats, and then threw a rock at the house and then sped off. So it varies. It does. It varies.
well, I gotta say, if you're
Um,
flying a pride flag in the rural outskirts of Killeen, Texas, you got some guts. Fuck yeah, rocket girl.
yeah.
you
I mean,
know.
my poor wife is very concerned. She's like, I'm concerned for safety. Um, maybe we shouldn't put the stuff out there. I was like, I'm tired of living in fear. It took me 40 years to come
Oh,
out, and I'm not gonna wait anymore. So I wish a motherfucker would. Like, seriously, come on my property.
no, I get it. I'm not. You could. I'm done hiding.
I'm absolutely done hiding.
There is,
I don't
yeah,
want to
there's
hide.
no more of that on the menu. Thank you, Jane. Um, but there is, yeah, 43 years of, shutting it down. No, that's not going to happen. So the rest of
No.
my life is my life to live on my terms. And anyone who does not like it can go sit on the cactus.
Sit and
I
spin.
recommend the big one, the barrel cactus with the wasp's nest in
Ooh.
it. That's the one to sit on. Yeah.
Very descriptive.
Oh, I like to make sure it's good and vivid for people to know exactly what it is. I feel
I
like,
hope you don't mind me borrowing your description of that pastor from my article I wrote, because I really,
oh,
really
not
like
at
it.
all. Actually, I thought that article was pretty funny. And by the way, I have like a random insult generator in my head that spits those out, and like an infinite number of them. So don't worry, I'll just come up with more. So, um, I the what was it? What I call it was like a rusty ambulatory. No, an ambulatory, was it a rusty,
I like the
poorly
insults. They
maintained
work.
butt plug? I can't remember. Oh
Yes,
well.
a rusty ambulatory butt plug.
Yeah, somehow sentient. There we go. Yeah, somehow sentient. Yes, but
We're not sure how.
so are you still active military?
For now, I retire in August.
Okay. I was going to ask how that's if I don't if you don't mind me asking how that was. Were they?
Um, no, I don't mind at all. And it was weird. So, a lot of the rules behind transgender people serving openly in the military were not lifted until the Obama administration. A lot of the don't ask, don't tell policies stayed in full force, damn near. until the Obama administration. And it was fearful when I first started realizing what I am and who I am. It was during the Trump administration. And we were this close to having our right to openly serve ripped away. Thankfully, that never happened. But, I mean, just like in regular society, in military society, you get a lot of political fervor amongst the service members. So people get fired up about their base. So I was very scared to come out during his administration. But when Biden was elected, I was like, okay, maybe. So yeah, I came out. I came out while deployed. And I walked up to my readiness NCO and my commander. And I said, hey, I don't know what the rules are. I've tried looking for them. I can't find them. And I probably started for about 30 minutes. And I finally said, you know what? I'm just going to say it. I'm not a man. I don't think I ever was. I'm trans. And my commander just like bowed his head and he's like, fuck.
He probably annoyed.
And my readiness NCO just looked at me. He's like, I knew it. I'm like, what? He's like, you didn't hide it very well. Thanks. So we had a big company meeting. The whole unit got together, and I came out to the whole unit. Now, I got nothing but praise and support, and nobody really was upset about it, except for one person. My supply NCO just was one of those Southern good old boys that was a Trump conspiracist, was not comfortable, and at least he was nice about it. He said, listen, I'm not comfortable with it. I don't understand it. I don't agree with it. I'll just leave you alone if you leave me alone. Fine. I'm okay with that. Fine. As I progressed, because they allowed me to start, my hormones while deployed. Now, normally the military won't do that. They will actually send you home. And they let me stay. I was very grateful for that. God, I think it was 5 months into HRT, and shit started changing. And like, I couldn't hide it if I wanted to.
Yeah, there's that point where, like, you know, they're quite clearly boobs, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, like I couldn't go to PT without a bra anymore. Yeah, that.
I do have to say though that had to. I know that had to be nerve-wracking to come out in front of the entire company like that. That's pretty much like, you know, not for the faint of heart.
No, I would appeal to anyone who's trans and in the military that there is a support group for you. They are all military. They are branch agnostic, and they will help you navigate the rules of each branch to make sure you can continue to serve as your real self. That organization is called Sparta. We are always accepting new members, and we're there to help because it's nerve-wracking, it's stressful, it's tear-inducing. So don't do it alone.
Yeah, I mean, I can imagine. You know, I thought coming out in Monroe, Louisiana, was kind of nerve-wracking, but I couldn't, I think probably your scenario was a bit scarier.
A little bit. When we did have some downtime, they allowed me to dress in my preferred gender. And hell, sometimes we even went out, and my guys were like very protective. They treated me like a lady.
Oh, good. Yeah, I actually was pleasantly surprised when I came out too. Um, Most of the people that I'd worked with were actually really supportive. Actually, I don't know if Bailey's still in the audience. He was one of my mods, but he was actually a nurse I worked with for a long time, actually beforehand. So, but
Oh, cool.
yeah, I've got a few people that kind of a few of the TikTok crowd are actually people I knew from before. So,
Oh, wow. I got a few people
butterflies.
that follow me that knew me prior to coming out, and they're my biggest fans. They're like, "Oh, wow!" So like every month they'll see new changes. Like, holy crap!
Yeah, that was good. Um, I uh, I think probably by the time I joined TikTok, I think well, heck, I've only been on a year. Like actually, like my like 1 year anniversary was on the 9th. So
Oh, cool.
yeah, so I'm like I'm not really that like old hand at TikTok. So but the only difference I think probably between then and now is my hair was a bit shorter. So I've only been. I mean, I came out in October 15th of 2020. So it really hasn't
Holy
been
shit!
long. Um,
I came out publicly October the 22nd, 2020.
oh damn. Yeah, I started March 13th. I started the hormones because see, I was being an ER doc and stuff. I was when COVID was coming, we thought it was going to kill. Like we like a lot of us on the night shift, we like wrote our wills out and stuff waiting for the first cases to show up. Like
Oh,
I mean it was like
jeez.
scary. We felt like those people on the boats, the little boats at the beginning of Saving Private Ryan. Like we had no idea what to expect, and we are just like nervous as shit because we were hearing just horror stories about just this. So I figured that if I was gonna fight everyone's fucking boogeyman for it, I was gonna do it as myself because I wasn't going to die without and not be you know, fantastic about it. Thank you, Natty, for the butterflies. So I really appreciate
My mom's watching
it.
on the audience.
So yeah,
Hi, mom.
it was about it was about July that I realized that I had about 3 months, 2 or 3 months left before yeah, you can't hide everything. So I figured, well, thank you, Jenny. So I figured that I would, so I set a date that, and I started actually when September started, I started looking for jobs as myself instead of some dude. And because I it was also, I also worked for a Catholic hospital, so I knew I was going to get fired when I came out. So
Yeah.
I just started working. I just started looking for a different job, and basically, when October 14th came, that was my last day, and I worked my night shift. October 15th at 7 a.m. I left, and I went home and tossed my scrubs in a pile, which later got thrown in the dumpster, and I put on my business suit and went and interviewed as Dr. Tiffany later that day in New Orleans. I didn't get that job, but I got the next one I interviewed for.
I discovered something very interesting. For all of the decades that I was acting as a man, Um, you don't really take things like misogyny or bigotry all that seriously.
Yeah,
Nor
no,
did I ever really give
that's
a lot of consideration into like male privilege, if you will. But I got a big dose of it just in the last 6 months. So I still have an old email account that I use for business that has my dead name attached to it.
oh no, no, all the dead name stuff is gone.
This is the only account I had left, and it's because I was
What'd you
trying to
got?
get contacts that I wanted to save. Well, I had gotten an offer, for like a really good project management role, and it was a very big program that they were running for cybersecurity. I said, great. They sent me the offer unsolicited and said, hey, we'll pay you $196 an hour plus expenses. Now, as a senior
Well, that
PM in a
doesn't suck.
cybersecurity, no, no, absolutely not. As a senior PM and a cyber engineer, pay like that on a corp to corp is not uncommon. It's not. That's actually very normal. But your travel requirements are expensive because you're on the hook for your own travel. So that's why they offer that kind of money. I sent a quick email as my dead name. I'm not interested. Here's someone you should go talk to, and gave them my name. Well, they reached out and they said, can we have a resume? And I sent my resume. It's the same fucking resume. Nothing is different except my name. They came back with an offer of $64 an hour. What? I was so pissed. I told my wife, and she goes, see? I was like, okay, I got
Yeah.
it.
Oh damn. That's pretty fucking vivid, actually.
I told them where they could shove their
Wow.
job. Yeah. I told them where they could shove their fucking job. And no. So
Yeah, that's pretty telling of the company too. Um,
that's less than half.
yes, I know. Here's a funny.
Yes.
See, I was really good at hiding, so and like at the beginning of September of 2020, I'd done a photo shoot for a trans awareness thing that was going to be published on October 20th. So,
Oh.
and apparently, some of the pictures got out early because I found this out later, and that people had seen it, and they thought that even when shown a picture of me, as you know, Dr. Tiffany, they still didn't believe it. he actually, they actually thought it was like there had to be an explanation, like it was my sister or it was like doctored or something like that. Like they didn't believe it. I thought that that
Some
was
people just don't understand how hormones
outloud,
and genetics work.
but yeah, I basically came, when I came out, uh, you know, someone finally messaged me and said, we would have still had your back, and I knew exactly instantly what they were talking about. So right that very 10 minutes, within 10 minutes, I just posted. I had a coming out letter, like ready for that, and I posted it up on my social media, and yeah, it got an overwhelmingly positive response. And I mean, now there were some people, who weren't happy about it, but they didn't dare say anything. They just faded away. So, most of them just ghosted, and that's it. So, and
My
that was,
experience was a little different, but I did everyone dirty. I just vanished. I figured I'm deploying, and I can't have social media while I'm deployed anyway. You know, information security. So I just deleted all my social media accounts. I didn't convert them. I didn't tell anybody. Just I up and vanished like a fart in the wind. And
You see, I only had like a Facebook account, and I wasn't very active on it. So and to be honest, well, Kristen, yeah, I've been shadow banned for a lot of people. Okay, um, that's what happens. It just
same,
so
same. I got 10 people viewing.
yeah, yeah. My I've got like 55 right now, which is small
For you, that's pretty
for
small.
me, but I mean, but also dual lives. That's usually about average because dual lives you get less people than you do if you do a solo live. Like my question and answer lives will have like 150 or 120,
Oh,
and then after the first four
okay.
minutes, it'll settle down to about 80 or 90 for the rest of the life. So,
That's not bad.
but yeah, yeah. So some people, the my old dead name social media account. Well, I mean, almost. I mean, a community size. Monroe's not a small town. Yeah, I always got crazy highlights, Kristen. My supporters are like I make the red carpet sometimes for the so
Oh, nice.
really kind of neat, when it's next to some millions of followers creator with like 7,000 people in their lives, and there's Tiffany. But anyway, so uh, yeah, so
Thank you, Mother Serenity.
I basically I the ones that didn't like me, they just ghosted. But and a couple of months later, I posted on my old social media one, just my coming out letter, and I collected the rest of the people who wanted to actually. Thank you for the swan, Jenny.
Those are
So
cool.
and I decided, I basically got that and got them, and then now. If they didn't find me by now, they're not going to find me, and I don't, or they're not going to find me, or they don't want to find me. Which
Right.
some good friends I lost. There was the couple of those the godparents of my oldest child. They just ghosted me. They didn't say a fucking thing. Same with my other best friend in
Yeah.
Texas. He ghosted, never said a thing. So some people but you know what? I didn't get his open hate because I
Some
think they
people
were
still.
intimidated by all the people who were supporting me.
Oh, I'm sure. For me, like I had made um, an Instagram account, which I never actually had before, and a new Facebook account, and just kind of, you use the Face app, you change your face because you're playing with it, and I posted that as a picture and, whatever. So I played around and didn't think anybody knew. I really didn't. And a few people ended up finding me like, are you Dead Name's sister? And I was like, no. But for the most part, nobody pried.
Yeah, I got that a few times too. And the funny thing is, one of them was some dude who, like, decided. I guess he must have thought I was attractive or something, because, as soon as I said no, that's me, because they asked me if I was Blank's sister, and I said nope, I'm Blank. That's not my name anymore. I'm trans, and I just hear, oh. And then,
Like you can feel their soul just crush a little bit.
and yeah, so it's kind of musical. you know, it was a pretty sound.
I can't count like how many people who were just like acquaintances, like work acquaintances, especially on LinkedIn, that found my new account on Facebook. And in a typical gross way start hitting on you. And I'm just like, oh, really? And then they find out and like, yeah, oh.
Well, yeah, I don't know. But the other thing is, I've had people like from way back when, like people I'd lost touch with 20 years ago. Thank you, Mother Serenity. The dancing cactus is well, since I've told people to go sit on a cactus for a long time. So, and apparently TikTok made a dancing cactus. So now
I saw that she sent on mine. I was like, oh, that thing's so
it's
cute.
like they were reading my mind. Oh my God.
Somebody in my life asked if we're both conservatives. Um, I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that you're not.
I, I was once until about 5 years ago when I saw, I don't know, they lost their way and there wasn't any more discussions. It was just polarization and polarization. I couldn't support that anymore.
No, I've actually never been. I'm not a Democrat either,
To
by
be
any
honest,
means.
I always have been kind of middle of the road. I've been probably I've been socially liberal, financially a bit on the conservative side. Well, maybe more libertarianish, but I don't.
Yeah,
I don't talk about a lot of politics, to be honest. And the thing is, I mean, really, back in the day, the kind of things that I think, I would have been a moderate. I mean, the problem is no one's like a moderate anymore. Everyone's got to be either got to be an extreme, and it's actually,
there's too much
personally, I think
extremism.
it's bullshit. I think
Yeah,
it's fucking bullshit.
it
People
is.
don't sit down and talk shit out anymore. We used to do that. They used to be like accepted. People used to debate things, talk shit out, and have differences, and be able to discuss it like civilized adults without coming to blows, or like inciting a congregation into rage or something. We used to be able to actually talk about stuff. People would say, like
Exactly.
your NCO did, like I'm not comfortable with it, but you know what? I tell you what, if you don't, I'll leave you alone. You leave me alone. And that was okay. I mean, I get, people aren't going to be like, not everyone's going to be, well, I don't know how you could not be crazy about, tiff-tasticness, but I mean, if you aren't, and you just want to leave me alone, that's fine. I'll leave you alone. I mean, that's cool, but,
That's why I always tell people, like, what's not to love? I'm fucking hilarious.
so, why the fuck can't we be adults about this shit, and talk about it?
Exactly. Exactly.
And
Uh,
besides,
okay.
you know, there's got to be a common ground, to most people.
Well, here's the thing. I think there is.
At
I
least,
think there is a common
at
ground.
least butterflies.
So, like, I will watch opposition news because I like doing opposition research. So, sure, I'll tune into Fucker Carlson every once in a while just to listen to what kind of filth he's got coming out of his mouth today. And that's
It's
exactly what it
the thing
is.
is I'm not really good at differentiating between forms of diarrhea, and that's all he produces out of his mouth.
He
I,
does.
I mean, I guess maybe you can maybe look for corn. I mean, sorry.
I don't remember eating any corn.
Sorry, I couldn't resist on fucker there. It was just so it's
He's such an
such a
he's
low
such an
hanging
idiot.
fruit.
It is. It is. Um, the problem with modern news is it's not news. It's
No, it's opinion.
entertainment. Yes.
Yes,
Fox
it's
News, the 24
opinion.
hour news channel, like CNN, stated right in their own manifesto, we are not
Ooh,
news. We are
fireworks.
news entertainment.
Sorry, I got distracted by the shiny, pretty things.
Aw. So I don't watch it to get information. I go out and I research information and I develop my
Well,
own
yeah, that's
theories, my own
like I never
hypothesis.
watch TV. I'll read on a website, but like all this stuff that I put on my stuff, I don't like. This is all stuff that I
No,
like. Like my videos, like there I have somewhere around 100 sources I check, to source things for my videos. So, but there are things that I found over the past year learning how to research my own stories and stuff, so I can back them factually against anyone who doubts.
right. And there's lots of good sources of information, and every story has at least a dozen good sources and thousands of stupid ones. And
Yeah,
it's hard. As adults, we've got to learn, okay, this is a good source, and okay, this is a stupid source.
yeah, and I have lists in my
Um,
head like for medical stuff of like what's a reliable source and what's a not reliable source, and I try to pull from international sources too. So
yes.
actually, if anyone's curious, look at the video I made on monkeypox I released midday today. I think I have like 9 sources I listed there, and there was another 7 that were too long to put in there, and I didn't feel like breaking them up. Plus, I didn't want to spend an hour writing a bibliography for a 3-minute video. But
Right. Right. Well, yeah. I think like Associated Press can be a good source sometimes. The BBC can be a decent source, not always,
yeah,
but sometimes.
there's one like 24 France. That's a good source I use sometimes. There's a couple of Israeli ones I use sometimes. There's actually an Indian one that I use for
I've used
that
that one
actually
too.
gets freakishly early warning sometimes of medical news. Actually, it's one of my little secret weapons. But
A news source that surprised the hell out of me for its accuracy, Al Jazeera.
yeah, Al Jazeera is
I was,
actually pretty accurate, and a good place
yeah,
to find
I was,
the links
wow.
to unusual stories is actually the Drudge Report,
Yes.
because they because you know what, because they have someone like me that compiles their news. They have somebody that like literally like anal retentively searches for like unusual things on their thing, and that's the reason that they're still alive, because they find things first, not because they're a good news place. you know
Well,
uh,
yeah.
they're about as sensationalist as they come. But the thing is their sources are generally pulled from things like local news or overseas news, and those sources will then have good sources that you can find in them. So I
Right.
actually use that website sometimes to start searches for things for, especially if, well, thank you for the lights, thank you. But for the because sometimes you find the leads there, and then you just can follow it and flesh out the story, see and vet it, and sometimes I'll do that. Even with a good news source, more reputable news sources, I'll find a story and it'll just turn out to suck and not be worth writing. Like I probably have like 10 or 15 windows open on my iPad right now that are just stories that they're either too one dimensional to bother making a video, or they're too narrow focused to bother making a video. And I keep them up for
Yeah.
about 3 days, and if nothing else comes out that makes it more interesting, they get closed and forgotten. So but
I'm actually looking for writers for my website because I don't want to be the only one writing on it. I want to open it up for, well, any LGBTQ creator to be able to write for free and not have to pay to do it.
yeah, no, whoever said that down there, no, I don't use the Times or the Post for medical news. I will, now what I will do is for graphics, I'll raid, there's a couple of tabloid sites that I'll raid for graphics. Like Daily Mail has great monkeypox graphics. So
Yeah.
I'll actually borrow their graphics to put up on the screen, because you know what? Their stuff is kind of trash, but graphics are I don't have the computer knowledge to make them. I just don't. I don't know. I know how to use like Canva, and that's about it. So if somebody's going to make a graphic that has everything that I want to say on it, or why not? I know the value of them. This is the most complicated shit I've ever made. So I did make my own background.
But it looks good. It looks really good.
Well, I mean, it's got a butterfly on it. How could you go wrong with that?
Are you using a green screen, or are you just like?
It's a good. No, I'm just using the TikTok green screen. I don't have like things like an actual green screen or all fancy shit like that. I do have.
I got one over here, but I never use it.
Yeah, I've got. I like to. I mean, I'm just. I mean, anyone who is watching me before I put made this background. I usually just sit on my bed for these, because I'm rather informal, and some of that's by choice. I don't want people. You'll never see me wearing white coats or anything like that.
No, like I got a lot of people ask me to wear my uniform during my lives. I'm like, no, just no.
Yeah, no, I don't, and I don't wear. I don't like that. Like my clinic, doesn't have any traditional doctor shit up on the walls or anything. I hate all that stuff. I think it's designed to intimidate people. I don't want that. I want people actually to relate to somebody. Okay. Kittens, spurs, I'm sorry I hid the red dress. Aw.
You get 1 minute.
Hey.
Say hi.
Hi. Hey there. How are you?
This is my 4-year-old Cameron.
Cameron, it's good to meet you. I'm Tiffany.
Say hi, Tiffany.
Hi, Tiffany.
Aw.
Say hi to your grandma. She's watching too. Say hi, Grandma.
Hey, Grandma.
Okay.
Aw.
No.
I know.
He's watching Anna.
Aw.
Mommy's watching Anna?
No, he's
well, that just.
I'm thinking about letting Mommy and Mom.
Oh. He's adorable.
Yeah, he is. He's making me smile just by existing. So.
He is. Is your sister getting the bath?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
And where are these ones?
Those are patches.
This.
The kids love these.
Hey, I
Oh,
love
cool.
These.
Yeah.
This blue and red and white, and this purple, blue and green.
He's calling out all the colors.
And orange and red.
Where'd you get those?
I make these.
Oh, cool.
Pink and yellow.
They're iron-ons. So you can iron them onto like a jean jacket, whatever.
And that is yellow.
So I
have quite the collection of patches from various EMS services and stuff that I work for. So.
Oh, cool. So yeah, this they got the trans one, the pride one.
Yeah. Well, actually, because of a project I'm working on. Let me see. I've got to actually. I had to do this earlier because of something I'm working on. But yeah, so I mean,
Okay, I see it.
Yeah, so I mean, I actually had a pretty good collection there. So,
I got a patch on my website that represents almost every variation of the pride flag. I just added this one because I'm intersex, so.
Yeah, I haven't made a pride patch yet. I need to design one day. And I know exactly what I'm going to use for it.
There you go.
I just need to actually figure out how to
I don't remember.
make what's in my head actually appear in person.
I mean, I sell them. I don't remember how much for. Don't let me lie. Let me look it up.
Yeah, getting spurs, yes. I mean, of course, there would be something with a butterfly in it, but it's not just a butterfly. Actually,
Oh, well, yeah.
I actually have
Hi, Mika.
idea for this. I'm going to write this down because this is an idea that I think I should make. This needs to. I think this one does need to be made into merch.
So yeah, I sell these for $15.
Yeah, I'll definitely. I'll have to make that because.
It's like I make these too. That really pisses the conservatives off because it says Army on the side and on the back it says LGBTQ plus veteran.
Yeah,
drives them nuts.
Then you know you're winning. It's fun.
They're lost, not mine.
It really is, and there's something about good trolling that makes it so satisfying when it comes to things like that. Like, because I mean, who's gonna, you've served your country. You've done things that other, and to be honest with you, you probably have more courage in your little finger than most people have in their entire lifetime. Okay, hardly anybody would have the courage to come out before their entire company and stuff like that, and to fly a pride flag in on the outskirts of Killeen, Texas. I mean that's hard. It's hard to find that kind of resolve. So I mean that's and
it's not just a pride flag. I cubed pride.
You earned your ability to live your own life, and nobody should be able to fuck with that. So
agreed. I look at it like this. I served 22 years. I have been in 4 combat tours, and I've done 7 humanitarian missions. And the whole time I did it because I wanted to make going home better.
Jesus, Jynx, you're fucking badass. If you 24 combat tours and Jesus. I don't have anything.
It makes me sad when I come home to rural America. The America I thought I was fighting for, and I get called the F slur or the T slur, or I wore a shirt the other day that said pro black, pro brown, pro queer, pro choice, pro science, pro ho. Sorry, pro ho. And I went walking with that shirt on because I forgot I had it on. And I got called the N-word lover, which is disgusting.
People still say that?
Oh my God, yes.
Even in Shreveport, Louisiana, that we would look and say, "What?"
Right. And I was like, "What?" They're like, "Oh, I got called a race traitor because I have 2 black kids." And I was like, "This is not what I fought for in Afghanistan. This is not what I fought for in Iraq. This is not what I fought for in Northern Africa."
Sorry that happened, because that's bullshit. I'm sorry that happened to you. That's fucked. That is really
I don't get it.
I just can't believe that people actually use that those terms in 2022. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean,
right.
Are they, mad that the sharecroppers are going to take over?
Evidently. It's sad, but I think that there are a small minority of people that would love to see us go back to pre-1880. And I'm like, no, it's never going to happen.
No. No one's going to be okay with that.
No, I would
And
hope not.
I don't know about you, but I wouldn't plan on just vanishing for their convenience.
No. And even if Texas magically did start passing laws making my existence a crime, well, you know what? Then I'm a criminal. Because I'm not going to change. I'm not going to go back to lying to myself because it made other people more comfortable.
Well, there's always safe harbor 19 miles across the border in Shreveport, okay? We're better at, Louisiana, we're pretty well organized as far as the LGBT community and the trans community here, and we'll I think we'll hold a lot longer than the rest of the South, and I plan to keep my clinic open until they make me close it.
Hi, Stacy. Hi, everyone.
So,
I hope that the silent majority, which I really believe that between the LGBTQ plus and its allies, the real allies, we are the silent majority, the common sense majority. Like, just leave people alone.
well, yeah,
I don't want special treatment. I don't want
people.
additional rights. I just want to live.
70% of America backs LGBTQ plus rights, equal rights. 70%, like 72%. I mean, this bullshit that's going on. This is not government of the people, by the people, by the people for the people. This is government of the people by a few for their own agenda. This is not how a democracy is supposed to work.
No.
And
it's not even supposed to be how a republic works. Either of them.
Yeah. Well,
we are closer to an oligarchy than anything else.
Yeah, we are closer to that. There are too many people, and too many people are just blindly going along. They're not. People stop thinking for themselves.
Which is sad.
And the thing is some of that does go for, it's rampant on the one side, but there is also some of that on the other side too. So we
absolutely.
It's why I don't, Neuro, you're probably, we need to pass the Equality Act and just get that out of the way and just make it so, and then we need to, get, just, we can't have states going rogue and deciding that they don't want to actually do what the rest of the country laws are. They can't. That's how 1861 started. We really don't need that. We need to stop this before it gets there.
Well, you know what's really funny about that? As somebody who has served in places where I watched people die, is all the idiots that are calling.
They have no idea what they're asking for.
They've got no idea.
They have no idea of the kind of horror that goes on in places in wars. They have none at all.
Exactly. These guys are like, oh yeah, I'm ready for the apocalypse. I'm ready for Civil War number 2. We're going to go and fight in our own property. I'm like, do you know what that entails? Do you know, how many children will be slaughtered in the streets? Your family dragged down the road and murdered. Collateral damage is awful.
Sorry, there was somebody who came in and said something completely unacceptable on my side.
Oh, yeah, troll.
No, I
Yeah,
mean,
troll.
I generally, I didn't know if, I generally will let the mods do it, but this person, no, you would,
I
no,
get
you
one of
don't.
those
Yeah,
every once in a while. But yeah,
so,
I don't think that these idiots understand
yeah, and they
what
don't
they're
understand
wishing
that.
for.
They also don't understand that in those kind of in modern high intensity conflicts, that there's literally they think that they've got this image of them, alone on a hill, bravely defending against hordes of marauding, I guess, I don't know,
The
UK
liberals are coming
trolls or
around
something. I
now.
don't know, and no, in reality, they just called an airstrike in, and and
Well, again, you're right. That is
winks
the
out,
reality of
you know.
things.
So, but the thing is people don't realize that some of those kind of things, those bombs go astray. They blow up houses. They blow up civilians. It's the horrors of. I've never been in combat, but I've been in a lot of mass casualty situations, and a lot of gunfire mass casualty situations, and they're horrible, and people have no idea what they're wishing for, and
No, they don't.
it's
Watching someone take their last breath, there's no
yeah,
glory in that. There's no
no,
honor in it. They never go peacefully. It's violent. It's gross. And I
yeah.
wouldn't wish that shit on anyone.
I've seen it a whole lot of times, and yeah, it's rarely clean. People don't talk right before the end. They just usually throw
No,
up and bleed,
yeah,
and then they
I
stop.
watch grown men sob. No
So
words, just sob and then gasp for air and then convulse and then that's it.
probably we'll probably need to be careful so you don't get tagged by the CGV types.
Yeah,
I always assume there's one or two in the audience not saying anything.
I'm pretty sure out of the 35,000 people that follow me, 30,000 of them are those types. So,
So, well, I've had 15. I've been banned during lives 15 times. So
yeah,
I don't like that. I don't want that. I'm sick of it.
yeah, I get tired of it too.
It's
But
frustrating. That stupid white screen comes up, and
every time.
so,
Um, but yeah, like I want to see this country move in a direction where people like you and I, we don't need to be afraid
well,
to walk
yeah.
outside.
Well, you've spent 22 years serving our country in combat roles. And I've spent 26 years in EMS and emergency medicine. Help doing nothing but helping people. If people like us cannot walk down the street without getting hassled, something is seriously fucking wrong. I didn't
Yeah,
do that stuff expecting to get glory or something like that. I did that stuff because that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to help people. You know, and you did it, because you wanted to defend people that couldn't defend themselves. Those are honorable motives, and at the very
yeah.
least, it earns the right to walk down the street as yourself. I don't feel.
I thought so. I did. I don't think that anymore. I can't believe something like that when I've got people who've threatened my life for using a bathroom. I've got people who have disfigured my car. who've disfigured my son's car, thinking it was mine because of who I am, because I'm finally living my grace and truth. And no, I never served in the military because I wanted accolades or honor. I've got a box over here full of coins and medals. That's closed. Nobody sees them. They're not on display. They're put away because that doesn't mean anything to me. What I earned them for meant more to me than the shiny piece of shit sitting in a box. And when I die, if they throw them in the garbage, I wouldn't care.
Yeah, because the point wasn't to get shinies, the point was to do the right thing.
Yes.
And I think that at some point, I don't think, I know that people aren't going to be supportive no matter what, but plain and simple, they're fucking wrong on this one.
They're wrong on all of it.
So, but, the reason that I say it this way is because we need to, various ways reach various people. And at some point, some people, need to realize that, trans women aren't, people that, are just sissies and lack courage. No, a lot of us put our fucking lives on the line for people and stood when other people chickened out.
Exactly.
So
I can't count how many times someone's come in my life and like, oh, I'm pretty sure your wife left you because you couldn't satisfy her. I was a soy boy, a beta boy. I was like, what? I was like, my combat boots have got more freaking dirt, blood, and like miles on them than you'd ever have in your entire life with every pair of shoes you've ever worn.
Yeah. And them hating on you ain't gonna make it not so.
Nope. Now, I know I get a lot of dysphoria around my equipment, and I've always had it. It's always been there. And thankfully, I think within a year and a half, I'm not going to have to worry about that anymore. And that brings me a lot of happiness. And you know what? If that creeps people out or makes them mad, fuck them.
And
I
feed
don't
them.
care. Be mad.
So, and feed them fish heads too.
Exactly.
Yeah, because, so what if they don't like it? It's not their life, it's your life. And if that's, that's a part of your journey to, to living your truth, and that's part of your journey living your truth. The only person who has anything to say about that is you. The rest of them,
Exactly.
they haven't earned the right to do that. They cannot earn the right to do that. There is
No,
they don't have an option in your life.
no, they don't. And like I get,
And those who
and I'm
try
sure
to
you do
assert
too.
one need to be told in no uncertain terms, cactus.
I usually, I tell them to take a long walk off a short pier. So,
The cactus is mine, yeah.
but I mean, I've seen some trolls that come up with some very creative ways to be insulting. And I'm like, all right, I'll give you credit. At least you tried. Most of them are just dumb. And they just regurgitate the same
Yeah,
ignorant
sometimes I go
talking
say,
points.
like, they'll come in there and they'll blurt out, like, "You're a man." And they'll just go, that's your one line? You haven't ever trolled before? You know that when you come into somewhere that has heads up mods, like my motherfucking room, where my mods are fire, you get one line.
Right?
And your line
That's
is to
it.
blurt out you're a man? Like, I've never fucking had anyone insult me like that? Like, you think you're original or some shit like that? No, you're a basic bitch and you just fucking failed.
Exactly. I've had men and women, not just online, in real life walk up like, you're a damn man. I'm like, prove it. Right now, prove it. Oh, you're disgusting. I'm like, you're the one up here talking about what might or might not be in my pants. So I'm just telling you, prove it. And then they just leave you alone. I've been stopped in the last year 19 times at a bathroom in 4 different states.
Really?
Like, you're not going to use that bathroom. I will not let you in that bathroom, or my daughter's in that bathroom. You're not going in there, or you're going in there over my dead body. Like, I gotta pee.
I don't generally
And
stop to talk to people on the way there. I just would, go
well,
past
neither
them,
do
go to
I.
the bathroom.
They've actually grabbed my shoulder and pulled me back, like, you're not going in there.
Well, then I would
And
have
I'm
called
like,
the cops and had them arrested for assault. I'm
well,
not,
I stopped relying on the police because I don't trust them.
I'm
I
not
just
kidding.
don't.
Nobody's putting a hand on me and staying out of jail.
Well, after the 3rd time that that's happened, I was like, no. And then, like, you gotta hold it. Because I'm not trying to start shit when I go places. I just want to pee. That's all I want to do is pee. So I started carrying mace and a taser. So, time number 5, someone put their hand on my shoulder. I didn't even stop to look. I just maced him.
Reasonable.
And yeah, I let them writhe on the floor and scream like a sissy baby because mace hurts.
Yes,
That
it
shit
does.
hurts
I've been
bad.
pepper sprayed. Okay, it sucks.
Just a little. And after they're crying on the floor, I didn't stick around. I just went in the bathroom and peed. And I came out and they're still on the floor. Now they got like 9 people trying to help them up. And now they're getting the mace on their hands and touching their face and they're screaming. I'm like, bye. And I just leave.
Toodles. Yeah, I just no. I mean, I will admit, like, they're like like when I'm traveling, I'll stop at like a rest stop or something, and I'll just walk straight in. Like, I
Yeah.
don't, I'm not going to go to, to some, you know, some some Alabama restaurant or something like that because, I don't trust that. But I also know that there's absolutely no prohibition against using a highway rest stop like that. That's actually they can't make that illegal. Also, the gender marker on my driver's license is a F, and so legally they cannot do that. And
No.
I'm not going to carry a fucking birth certificate with me. That's just
Well, I went nuts on my
weird.
documentation. My birth certificate says female. License says female. Passport says female. Military ID says female.
So yeah, well, I mean, I haven't finished the birth certificate yet. So
That one was a pain. That was a pain.
yeah, the problem is it's not that it's really all that much of a pain. It's just that I'm really busy. So
My
Rebecca,
birth certificate was weird. So, like on mine, like it's the original from when I was born. You can clearly see in the gender box whiteout, and then a typewriter stamped over it with an M. And that's what got me really concerned after I came out as being trans. Like, what the hell? Why would you white out the gender box? So I started looking into it, and I was like, you know what? I called the hospital, and of course, all my records from birth were sealed. And I was like, why are they sealed? Well, that's pretty common when a baby is born with androgynous sex characteristics. And I was like, what the hell is that? Like, we didn't know what you were when you were born. So I had blood work done, and I came back as like, oh yeah, no, you're intersex. And I was like, well, what the hell is that? Like, you have two X chromosomes, and then you've got a partial Y and a muted SRY gene. Huh? So, yeah, I'm type 47 intersex XXY with androgynous sex organs.
Wow. So, I mean, they shouldn't even, I mean, wow, they're just, no matter what angle they're coming from this on, they're fucking, they don't have a leg to stand on. Kenny.
So, I was born with a vaginal canal and an opening. I was also born with a phallus, and I had ovestes. So the SRY gene, which produces testosterone in both men and women, was muted because I didn't have testicles. I had ovestes. They were ovaries that produced semen. Well, back then, all the doctors did is they said, where's the pee come out of? That one? All right, seal up the rest of it. It's a boy.
They really didn't, you know, that more than anything else, to anyone who doubts that we are born this way, those cases where people were born with either ambiguous, organs, or there was a mistake, like in the circumcision, like they sometimes in the 70s, and they used to just go at, oh well, let's just make a girl, well, if you make a trans person, they're just as trans as if you, I mean, because you're born wired one way. And
yeah,
sometimes most of the time it matches what people have, but sometimes it doesn't.
No, and here's what's even worse. I confronted my mom about it. And unfortunately, she's not watching anymore. She had to sign off. Her phone was dying. They never told her. They never told her. She did not get to hold me for like the first 9 hours after I was born. Because the doctors did emergency surgery.
Thank you, Shane.
They took the canal out, they fused everything, and they made a scrotum, and they said, here you go. And they pushed the ovestes down. She had no idea. And back in the 70s and the 80s, doctors were not obliged to tell parents. I would encourage all the listeners on your side and my side, go look up the phallometer. To this day, doctors who are giving birth or helping give birth to babies, phallometer.
That sounds like a detection device with a really fucking weird needle.
No, it's a paper ruler that doctors print off and they measure. So if the organs look feminine, but let's say this feminine baby has a phallus, because even a clit is still a phallus. If it's longer than a certain amount, they will shave it so she could stay being feminine. If it's longer than that middle area, it's a boy. And they will seal everything off and make that baby a boy.
Well then.
I'm like, what? Yeah.
I'm glad that that's at least no longer done, but
no, there are still lots of doctors who are doing that. They still use the phallometer.
In the United States.
I think in the United States.
This is actually news to me, and I'm, a doctor. Like we weren't taught even in, and I went to the University of North Texas. It's not like I went to like, UCSF or something like that. They we literally had no words about that in medical school.
So yeah, a quick Google of phalometer. So PHALO meter, and yep, it comes right up.
I just keep thinking like it's one of those things they had in like the original Ghostbusters with the little flashing lights on it that they like point at the baby. And, like I'm sorry, it's just I know it's a serious subject, but my brain's a complete squirrely idiot, and so that's
So yeah, Intersex Society of North America posted it for everyone to view. So if the phallus is 3/8 of an inch or under, it's a girl, regardless of anything else they have. If it's between 3/8 of an inch and 1 inch, it says unacceptable, surgery required. And if it's above 1 inch to roughly 3 inches, it's a boy.
what baby's born with a 3 inch.
I'm not touching that one.
What the fuck? Anyways, I've seen a lot of babies. Okay, most of them naked at some point during the exam, and yeah, that would be really bizarre.
Right? But
So,
yeah, that's
but yeah,
what they use. I'm like, this is ridiculous.
yeah, the number someone in the audience mentioned the number of intersex people is about the same as people are naturally redheads, and that's actually roughly about correct.
Yeah, I think it's slightly higher, but not by much.
But yeah, I mean, people don't realize that it's as common as it is, and people don't realize that trans folk are actually that we are as common as we are. We're probably around 1 to 2% of the population. Um, so which
Well, what was it?
that's not I mean, that's not like the world of people, but that's more people than have epilepsy. That's more people than that's one. I mean, just next time you're walking through a crowd, y'all just picture that 1 in 50 or 1 in 70 people or so that you're passing somebody who's secretly trans.
And I mean, based on that information, it's very possible that that percentage could be higher.
Yeah. Although I think that most of I think like the ones that are like myself or like or like you that are kind of what I would think of as like a binary trans are probably about the same. This I think probably the percentage of non-binary are probably a lot more the than
Yes.
us because a lot of that would be people who are I don't know. I think of it as like where babies are on like a the assembly line, a conveyor belt, and there's a point in which you're supposed to get sprayed with doused with whatever. Like if you're a male, going to be born male at birth, you get a bucket of boy juice, water dumped on you. I got the whole bucket of the girl water dumped on me. Non-binaries maybe get some kid run by with like one of those old school water guns, spray a few times, or maybe a super soaker or something like that. I think in analogies. I'm really weird. Okay, I don't pretend to be
Well,
otherwise,
yeah.
but
Well, I get
I
asked
think
all the time, like,
that there's like different degrees, and there's probably other mechanisms of it too that the but I don't know. I think the percentages are a bit higher than people think.
exactly. I was like, and people always ask me, like, ooh, were you born a boy or were you born a girl? I was born a damn baby. Just
And
happened to be diagnosed with a severe case of penis.
what? And the thing is why is it so? To those complete strangers out there who this really fucking matters to, why exactly do you care? As some total rando who probably is prettier than you because I think your black and soul shows through, um, but there's some total rando does something like what I did. Why does it bother you? Why?
Exactly. I don't get it
Why is it
either.
any of your business?
I don't know why it bothers people as much as it does. Like, I'm just me. You don't know me from anybody else.
Yeah, I
And my
mean,
actions literally have no impact on
what's it?
anybody else. Now, I'll get the occasional conservative will jump my ass. Well, I don't think my insurance premium should be going to pay for you living in your fantasy. To which I will usually respond to
Well,
him, tough luck, buddy. Because I
I
pay
see you're
premiums too.
smoking like a fucking freight train. I don't think my insurance premium should be paying for your lung cancer. Also, by the way, you're wearing that pin that says, or you got a bumper sticker on your truck that says, fuck vaccinations. I don't think my insurance should be paying for your stupidity with that either. So how
Exactly.
about this? I can make my point, you can make your point, and we can just, go to war about it, or we could just walk away and just deal with it like adults do and realize that we aren't going to get exactly our way right the fuck away every single time with every single person.
Exactly. Well, I also look at this too. They want to tout the free market. I'm like, okay, in a free market economy, you can change insurers. Pick an insurer that doesn't have coverage for trans people.
Well, that's all of them in Louisiana. None of them really cover anything in Louisiana, so.
Um, Same in Texas. Don't really cover much.
I've had occasionally the price of the hormones is a bit lower. Other than that, I've paid for every single thing I ever did in transition.
Yeah, same.
So, but
The vocal feminization surgery by far was cheapest.
that was the cheapest?
So I had my larynx adjusted. I had the VFS and trach shave all at once. It was like $2,800 for everything,
Holy shit.
right?
Well, yeah, I mean, I really, I would like the trach shave part. I'm probably okay on the voice thing. I think, actually,
I
I
like
don't
your voice.
need it.
It's very nice.
And to be honest, it's kind of part of my thing that I've got going on online and actually soon to be in some pretty fucking cool projects, which I'll announce within the next couple of weeks.
Ooh.
Oh, these are cool too. So, but I wouldn't mind making the that stupid thing not be noticeable because that sucks.
And you know what's funny is like, look, there's no scar. It's so tiny, you won't even notice it after I think the first 2 weeks.
Why did
And it was cheap.
hey? Why did we block that person just now? They appeared to be actually trying to constructively participate. Sorry.
Oh, you're good. No, I
Yeah.
was gonna say, like, I know every trans person's journey is very different, and then every trans person's end goal is very, very different. I know what mine looks like. I can never speak to anybody else's. I know that there are some trans women who identify as women that are perfectly happy just with the hormones. And that's all they want to do. And I think that's awesome. But it never works for me. The hormones were never enough.
Yeah, it depends on the person too. See, and it depends on where you are on your journey too. It depends because that can evolve too. Um,
Yeah.
Hold on one second, Nate. I think you got blocked by mistake. I actually stopped and unblocked you and sent you a follow because you were contributing constructively to the conversation. Okay, so I think that must have happened by accident somehow. But you are welcome here. Okay,
Hi, Nate.
so
But yeah, I mean, my end goal, and I had a long conversation with my wife about this, is I would love to be stealth. I would love people to look at me and be like, I have no idea. Not because I want to hide. And I think that's where some of my trans sisters get very upset. Like, why would you go stealth? I said, no, I want to be able to go stealth. It doesn't mean I'm going to
yeah,
go
whether
stealth.
or not I can go stealth or not, I decided to always be open because I want trans kids to be able to see constructive older trans people, and I want the public to actually get to know me and to realize that people like me and you aren't like boogeymen or something like that, you know?
Exactly. I also wanted to be a figurehead for Gen X and then late model millennials. I was born in '79, and
70s,
I
huh?
feel I feel 15 years younger.
Well, yeah, when you remove all the self hate and wasting all that energy,
Yeah,
you get all that energy back. People don't realize that. Like, I didn't have this much energy when I was 25. I couldn't have done all this shit. Um, it's actually really cool because you actually, those of us that come out later in life get to spend our 40s essentially looking and being younger than everyone else. So,
I am enjoying this,
it's a
and
consolation,
that's what I wanted
but
to
it's
be.
a prize
Like,
nonetheless.
yeah, I wanted to be like that role model for those who are Gen X or late millennials. They are afraid, like, oh, I can't start now. It's too late. It is not too late.
Okay.
I've only
Yeah,
been on hormones one
those
year
who are
and two
saying that.
months.
It's better to be late to the party than to never effing go, okay? Trust me.
Exactly. Exactly.
So there's still a lot
It's
of
never
fun
too
in the
late.
second half of the party. That's when all the crazy shit really happens anyway. So anyone
I
who's
tell you,
things knows that.
I figure by the time I'm in like my mid 50s, all my kids are gone. I'm gonna be stunning.
Well, I don't know if I'm going to be stunning or not, but you know what? I'll have really good hair and awesome cool tattoos.
Exactly.
So, and style. I like fashion, so I'm going to have style.
My hair's got a long way to go.
This is what hair looks like if you last get a haircut in October of 2019, and it was only
Ooh.
an inch and a half long when you get a cut. So, this is what a grown out, super short dude haircut looks like. I have never been to the stylist. I have never had
That
any,
gives me hopes.
but the only thing that I've done to it is pluck a few gray hairs. So there's still some in there. You can see it if you look real close. But if you mention them to me, I'll have to kill you.
I know better. Look, that's all gray.
Yeah.
Um,
That's,
So I went
But
for my
I
military
know,
crew cut.
I know, I got lucky with the hair thing. So I got, if I'd known my hair was gonna look like this, I would have fucking grown that out a long time ago. Because I mean,
Right? Mine's
so
all blonde and shit.
Carol, you
No,
gonna put the gray hairs. They're this effing long, okay? I'm not quite ready for that yet. And anyways, I want it to grow a little bit longer. I want it down to like right here. That's where I want it.
ooh, there you go. I would like, upper, like where it just
So,
rests on the breast, and that's about it.
plus, I always liked I like chaos hair. Anyways, I always thought it looked cool. So,
That's what I've got going on now. I take a ponytail and it's just like,
well, see, I always liked that the kind of curly chaotic looking hair. So I actually thought that always looked cool. So I turns out I can have that. So
I'm looking forward to it.
it'll go
So
gray within the decade. I'm going to fucking rock it before then, though.
it's okay. I'm actually thinking about dyeing mine silver. Just like, fuck it, I'm gonna embrace the old and I'm gonna rock that shit.
Oh, you see, I mean, if I was going to have to dye it, I'd be half tempted to dye it like purple.
See, now, I was told that would be a good idea because of how short my hair is. They're like, dude, green or purple? I'm like, ooh, I don't know.
Well,
But
this
now it's
is
just really, really blonde.
yeah. I mean, so it's getting there. It'll go. It'll get. It'll be down. It'll be resting on your shoulders. By the time, by the time Christmas comes at the latest. Probably
You think
earlier.
so?
Yeah, I mean,
So the army let me stop cutting my hair July of last year. So military crew cut to this.
okay, yeah, it'll be on your shoulders by Christmas. So
Yay!
my hair, I was also lucky that my hair grows like stupidly fast. Like especially when I was shorter, it like a curl. Like now, it spends a lot of its time getting making more curls. So, but like at the beginning, it was growing over 3/4 of an inch a month. So
I love your curls.
so it gets hot in the summertime, but
Yeah, that's why I actually had this pulled back because if you can't tell, this house is like 130 years old. So it gets really, really warm in the house, even with the AC running.
oh wow, damn. I mean,
No insulation.
Texas, heat does not fuck around. I mean, Texas heat's
No.
wicked.
It was it wasn't too bad today. Like 96, 97.
Oh, girl, it's 102 here today.
We got lucky because that front is moving away from us, so it's drawing all the wind in.
Yeah, I knew it was going to be like sickeningly hot this year because it was, when it's like April and May and it's like really windy every day, it's always hot as shit in the summer. And it was really windy pretty
Yep,
much every day this spring. And I think that it
yep.
dries everything out. And so by the time the summer comes, I mean, crap, it's felt. I mean, this is like a hardcore like mid August right now. Here, it's
It's
ridiculous.
starting to feel that way. Like it's just
Yeah, I think this is going to be one of those summers that just is going to be just uncomfortably hot the whole time.
great.
So I still not doing the ponytail thing, at least not until I get that thing shaved down, because I don't like it.
I don't blame you. Are you gonna do, if you don't mind me asking, the facial surgeries?
A little bit. I'd like to get, my nose a little smaller and a facelift and a lip lift because I don't like that part.
That's the part I was talking to my surgeon about that, and I didn't know because you don't look at these things. That the distance between your nose and your lip is actually the same for men and women. The fullness of a woman's lip exposes their top teeth when they open their mouth and they don't smile. I didn't know that either. So when they fill your lip and they do the lift, then it's the same. That's all they're doing. It actually is not a full-on surgical procedure unless you get a nose job. So yeah, when they did the fill and they did the bleph to push the lip in, now when I open my mouth, my top teeth show. I was like, oh shit. Because they're crooked as hell. I'm like, oh no.
Well, my teeth aren't really, movie star teeth, but I don't give a fuck. Oh. They'll just have to deal with it. If they don't want to look at me, they can go cactus.
Oh, I think the same way. Like I had I had a jerk come in one of my lives like get some braces. I'm like, sure, I got money, like just sit around.
Yeah, I'll just, sell a kidney for that.
Like good Invisalign is like 20 grand.
I don't have that.
No, this was expensive enough.
No.
But I always get asked about the scar.
Did you used to have like a hairline issue or something, or?
A little bit. So I didn't have a 4-head, I had a 5-head.
I gotcha. Yeah, I mean,
So,
I don't. I also I don't like the way my forehead really looks. I think it looks kind of a little big when I pull my hair back. So I don't really pull my hair back that much. So,
yeah, so they're gonna do a soft hair transplant up here when all this heals.
But I know mine is acceptable as far as like humans. So, but I know that I've seen some dramatic changes that people have had from that had receding hairlines and stuff. So I have seen people who with all the way back to here get a you know it's actually pretty impressive what they could do.
It really is. So like for mine, the scars for a few reasons. So I did have a hairline advancement, and it wasn't by much. They literally only advanced my hair like maybe the width of my finger because they said that's all you need, and it made a vast difference. Part of it's the facelift, like the full facelift, but they also did a brow shave, so my brow bone has been reduced like a lot. So I know with my really good makeup skills, I could fool a lot of people, if you will, if I looked at them from straight on. Whether it was the camera or even in real life, I was a phenomenal at, drag makeup. But my profile is usually what gave me away. Well, I don't have to worry about that anymore because they fixed all that.
Well, I don't know whether or not I fool anybody, but
you look very feminine. You don't need to fool anyone. You do you. I do me.
I don't
care. I love it.
No, we're not. Now, I don't want
to.
Now, I don't want to misgendering me. That does get under my, that does suck. So, I mean,
yes.
and I do, and I can make I can make my voice a lot higher pitched over the phone and stuff like that, and through the drive-through. So I do know how to. It's hard to do it for like a really long period of time.
And that's when I was doing my vocal training. Um, I got to hear even without the surgery. The problem was I got so tired so quick, and I would quickly fall back into the masculine range after about maybe an hour. I got so pissed that I couldn't maintain it. And I was like, you know what,
No,
screw it.
I can maintain it. It just takes effort. Now, if I did it the entire time, I can actually do it for longer and longer each time. And I used to be able
Right.
to do it, actually the entire day. But the only problem is I can't talk any fucking louder than this. And sometimes you need to yell at somebody.
Yes.
So,
Mine is still healing, so I'm getting louder, which is good. Um, I can correct my kids when they're doing something nutty by getting their attention. Um, I probably got 4 more months of sounding like I smoked 8 packs of cigarettes a day, uh, and then my voice will clear up.
yeah, and I'm a little intimidated by the vocal surgery. It's just that one hasn't been around as long, and I don't know. But also, it doesn't bother my voice doesn't bother me like it used to. I mean, even when I'm talking in my lowest voice that y'all hear here, it's still an entire full
It's
octave
still very
higher than
feminine.
what it used to be. I used
Yes.
to be able to shout and stop an angry, raging meth head in their tracks. So,
I used to sing in the lower octave baritone.
so I don't know what mine was, but I didn't have a high, a low, real low voice, but I had a very strong voice.
You can go back to some of my earliest videos where like you can hear me trying to raise the octave up, and no,
Oh, I did one
it was
once
very deep.
where I did the contrast between the two. The old voice and how I talk now, and it was pretty noteworthy because it kind of it'll freak people out when I do it. Um,
Oh, for sure. Um, I don't even know how low I can go now.
it feels weird too. Like it doesn't. It feels like I'm talking
It
in a pretend
does.
voice now when I do that. So
Um, that that's as low as I can go.
well, I can still get plenty low, but I'm not going to do that because it makes people weirded out.
Oh no, yeah, I would do it to get people's attention, or if I was getting hit on when I didn't want to be, I'd be like, dude.
I don't even do that when when I get angry or something like that. I don't do that. And honestly, and maybe if I was like about to get killed or something like that, I would do that. But that's about it. Because honestly, that particular voice does induce some dysphoria. I mean,
Yeah,
seriously,
and
that's a
that
pretty
was my major
obviously fucking
deciding
dude
factor.
voice right there, and that is not exactly how I'm trying to roll. And and
Right?
that's
Yeah.
yeah. So we're just not going to do that.
No, I didn't like doing it either, and that's why I got so discouraged when I would start to fall into the masculine, especially after 6 months of like a lot of practice. So I was like, you know what, screw it. That was my deciding
See,
factor. I'm
I
getting
thought
out
that it
there.
was going to be impossible to learn how to, how to change my voice, but like it only took 8 lessons for me.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
No, I went through a vocal pathologist and a speech coach for about 6 months because like I was so damn deep. So I had to work octave by octave to get it up there where it was comfortable and didn't cause pain.
Yeah, it really. That was like one of best surprises of the whole transitioning was that it really turned out to be like a non-issue to change my voice. And like I thought it was impossible. I thought I was gonna be fucked forever about that. And like I thought I was always gonna be misgendered and stuff like that. And that like that was like really messing with my head, especially like around March of last year. Because that was like right before I started doing it. It was like April and May is when I took the lessons, and that was it. Um,
Nice.
P-Man asked, he asked about the video of the preacher. I got mass reported. So I'm not answering
I thought I
general
got mine taken
questions
down.
right now, but just so for people know when a bunch of videos of mine disappear, it's because I got attacked. So
Yep. They took down like 12 of mine.
yeah, I got 8 videos and 2 comments taken down. I'm lucky I didn't get banned out of that.
I took my fight straight to the United States, Foreign Trade Commission. And I was like, I filed my complaint with them and then sent a copy of the formal complaint directly to the clock app. I said, here you go. This is how far I'm willing to go until you stop this.
Hey, Lace Mom. Yeah, I got permabanned in March, by the way, and I survived that. Probably because, like, TikTok probably received about 100,000 emails on my behalf at least.
Nice. Nice.
That
I don't
does
know if
them to reconsider.
like I love all of my followers, the ones that like participate a lot. I don't know if any of them went to bat for me. All I know is that after I sent the email with the formal complaint and response from the Trade Commission saying like, this is bad business practice, they have the right to shut you down. The very next day my account was back. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, no, it was actually pretty awesome that what everyone did, and even some of the like a lot of the big creators actually had kind of helped out too. So I kind of decided afterwards. That's why I've kind of been stepping up my game and making graphics and stuff like that. Because if people are going to go to bat for me, I'm going to give them something. I'm going to deliver a better product for them.
That's a good idea. I like that.
But because and then I decided that I really like doing this. I actually like having a voice. I like actually being able to help solve problems on scales more than just what you can do in person. And I'm going to continue doing it as long as I can. And
yeah,
I can't wait to be able to actually announce these 2 projects that I've got coming on.
I'm excited. I'm excited to hear what this is about.
They're really pretty cool. So, but
yeah, I mean, my platform, I never intended on having one. Honestly, on TikTok, I really got onto the app about 5 months into my transition, and it was to start cataloging all the changes.
nice.
I was like, this is a good idea. And what it became was, I'm sort of a comedic relief for a lot of my followers, and I answer questions honestly about being trans. Because I know a lot of my trans brothers, sisters, and non-binary siblings don't want to have to answer these questions, and rightfully so. They shouldn't have to. I'm just at an age where I'm like, I don't care. I'm willing to answer them, even if you ask it in a shitty way. I'll answer your question and then I'll ban you.
I won't answer if they're rude about it. I won't, because I tend to have quite the sharp tongue, and I've learned that I get banned a lot when I do that. So I don't do that. But
I've learned to calm down.
Yeah. The thing about me is I actually didn't really make any trans videos. The first few months I was on, I actually, and I still, if it just wasn't so horrible right now, I really, with so many bad things going on, I prefer to be. Well, at heart, I'm a science creator. I'm the only trans doctor on TikTok, literally.
Yeah,
And I'm the
yeah,
only one of the very few trans creators that is actually primarily known for something other than being trans. And I want that because I want I want people to, like I said, I'm visible and I'm unabashedly and unashamedly who I am. But I also want I want the trans kids on this app to see that you could have success doing something else and be known for doing something else, not just being the trans person.
exactly. I
So,
know I've been giving cybersecurity tips. I just more recently started doing that. And for most people who don't know, I actually a doctor as well. I'm just a doctor of business administration, not medicine. Um,
it's still a doctorate level degree. They don't just hand those out.
oh
So,
no, that's actually it right there. You can see it,
oh,
but
cool.
it's got my dead name on it. So
You can get those changed. I just got all mine changed, by the way. All my diplomas, I
really,
got,
ooh, that's
God,
good
I love it
news.
when a troll comes in and uses bad grammar. This discusses me.
What?
Someone came in.
Wow.
His name's his
Here, I'll
name's
show something that discusses
Kitelinger,
them.
and he goes, "This discusses me." Like a discussion, except I think he's trying to say it
Yeah, that's
disgusts
right.
me, And he just got banned
Wow,
hearing me mock it.
that's awesome.
Pobrecito. Oh wow.
So I'm gonna try and see if they really want to be bothered.
But yeah, I changed all the diplomas over. So yeah, my med school, the only one I didn't is college because I'm not sure where that is. Um, Jessica Van Scott, yes, I am proudly transgender. Um, but the so yeah, I got med school, my residency, my fellowship, all that stuff. I got my board certification, all of that. I got changed over. Yeah.
I need to do that. I gotta call Emmy Riddle because that's my alma mater.
It does. Usually there's like a $35 fee or something like that for it, but it's really not that bad. It's totally worth it because you can put that up and not have to be dead name embarrassed.
Here's what's really funny is like I went through all the trouble of doing my family's ancestry, and we went back all the way to 887 AD. But during that process, I found out I had 19
Hold
family
on one
members
sec,
who,
Jessica. How could you say that I'm not trans? Okay, that's not for you to say.
right?
I think you don't understand the assignment here, and that's
It's okay, Shells Boss.
sad. Just wait till some of those brain cells collide and the spirochetes between them get smushed out of the way so it works.
But yeah, I went through that whole process of finding out my family's history, found out I had 19 family members fought in the Revolutionary War. So I contacted the sons of the American Revolution and I got a plaque that says, I am a son of the American Revolution. I was like, oh crap. Because you can't change a name on that. So I've got to basically take that to the daughters of the American Revolution. Like, yeah.
Yeah. See, for me, I had to because although I don't have like, doctor crap, like, pictures of eyeballs and stuff hanging up on my walls and stuff, in the actual office, there's pretty much not a doctor in America that doesn't at least put their med school diploma out because like people, and the reason is so that people could see you have credentials, that you're not talking out of your butt.
Right.
So, it was awful awkward to, be meeting with people in my office, and that they're looking over there and they're going, okay, that's weird. Yeah, that's weird. Uh huh. Uh huh. I'm
Well, I
gonna.
work from
No,
home.
we're gonna get up. We'll circle back around later and just walk away. I'm gonna walk away. I've got to use the bathroom, and then you hear him running out the door and the car starting, and because some this way. I didn't like that.
No, I work from home, so I don't have people that just randomly show up to come talk to me. So that's the only reason I haven't done it. No one looks at them but me.
Well, yeah, I just it. I have one or two others that I want to get done, but I'm gonna need to find somebody who like makes awards and just have them copy it and put my name on it because I don't think there are things I can really just order a new one because they're either one-off awards or they're like because that's the problem. Like if you get like a really cool award, like it's diplomas, they actually have a mechanism in place for those kind of things. But if
I
you
didn't think so. Yeah, I guess, yeah.
get like an award, like there's I've been a teaching staff for a long time, and one time I got faculty of the year, and that was voted by the residents that you were teaching. So that's why that award I like because I that one was actually it was given to me by the people I was teaching.
Oh, okay.
So and out of all the staff at the various places and whatever, they chose me to get that. And that made me happy that they actually like the way I taught them and stuff, and I would like to put that one up on the wall.
I would too. Honestly, I would too.
So, one of these days I'll, when I've got a little more, a little more spare change floating around, I'll go get that done because that.
Hi, Angela. Thank you.
You can even, I think, sometimes get it done retroactively. Even there's some even newspapers and stuff like that will change it in their archives on if it's a
Oh,
digital.
wow.
So you can actually get things like newspapers or magazine articles changed to get rid of your dead name. Some publications, not all of them, but some.
Yeah, I know there's a few out there. I've got books and articles that are out there that were written in my dead name that, oops. But I'm not that worried about it.
Yeah, that stuff. I do think that people would look at it funny if they would look like I had one that was in like 2015 that was in a national publication that had an article about me, which it was like their lead story, and it was like a national news magazine, and but also pretty much everyone who knows me back then knew that I did not call my name wasn't Tiffany back then, and so if I were to change that, it would allow people to doubt the veracity of that story.
One of my followers Miss Chandra loves your laugh.
But well, thank you. So
Larry Mom asked a really good question. I wanted to ask you too to see what you think. And that's, why do we call it a dead name?
because it was a name that was given to us. That it was never a name that we chose. It never really had the same attachment to us that it did to everyone else who used it. So when we change our name, the old name, the name that didn't fit us, it's a dead name. It's not an insult to the people who gave it. I mean, I'm on good terms with my mom, and she's I've explained this to her, but it's just not our name. It doesn't fit us. It fits us no better than if I were to call you Spot. It's about as appropriate for us.
Exactly. And, because it's gone. That person that people knew as that name isn't really there in the same capacity as they are now. So a lot of us refer to as the dead name because, well, that name is dead. It's gone. Never to return.
And it has to be called something. So people read into that dead name too much. But, we can't make everyone happy with every name. So, in all honesty,
Well, I got asked by a
called
few people,
something, and just saying a former name, that implies that was a name that we identified with. I never identified with my dead name.
exactly.
I don't like it. I never liked my name. I don't think I think it's a perfectly fine name for someone who isn't trans, but I don't like it. I never felt like it fit me.
Exactly.
I've wanted my name to be Tiffany since I was 6 years old.
So for me, like when I was younger, I never really liked my name either. Mostly because it was spelt weird to begin with. Like, I always wanted to be named Misty. And I thought about it, I'm like, no.
Like,
Brandy worked better. Or my military call sign, which is Jynx.
so that's where that came from. Okay, cool. So no, my Tiffany. When I was 6 years old, I saw the movie Breakfast at Tiffany's, and I thought Audrey Hepburn was the most beautiful woman ever, which I still do think. That's why my
Right?
kitten that I'm going to be getting soon is named by Audrey. Um,
Cute.
but so I wanted my name. I thought that Audrey Hepburn's character was named Tiffany because that's kid logic. I was 6, and then the movie was called Breakfast at Tiffany's. So yeah, that's why I wanted that name.
That makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. I know I've
So,
had a couple of people like, what's that picture behind you? That's dead me.
so that's just some dude that some stranger wandered into your life. I mean,
Everyone's like, oh, wow, you looked really good back then. That's not me. So, thanks. I
yeah,
do look back on him every
now
once in a while
now
and
you
just
know
like,
where Audrey came from. So actually, the person who has my kitten right now is in my audience and says, now Audrey makes so much sense." But that's the origin story for why that little kitten is going to be named Audrey. So
oh.
yeah, I'm going to get a
Miss Liz
kitten
asked,
and
I wonder what happened to Brandy.
her mom in like probably like a month or so, whenever the kitten gets big enough to get spayed.
Okay.
Yeah, and yeah, that kitten is ridiculously cute. So yeah, future lives you'll probably see her crawling up onto my shoulder because she does that.
Oh,
So.
cute. Well, I hate to cut this short, but it's 9:15
Oh
where
my
I am. I
God!
think
Holy
you're.
shit! Yeah, it did get late. Yeah, I've got to shut it down too because I have to work tomorrow.
Exactly. I can get up, take the kids to summer camp, get to work.
So sorry, y'all. I didn't get to do audience answers, but I'll be back on Thursday. I'll have extra time. I'll try to do a little bit extra time to be able to answer questions. Now, if y'all haven't followed Jinx yet, you better do it. Otherwise, remember, you're going to see sad Tiffy face. You're going to make me
And you're going to see sad Jinx face.
See, you don't want
Also,
that.
with all the lip work, I can't frown because of all the damn surgery.
So, yeah, make. Anyway, so, but, well, yeah, Brandy, it was really good to have you on.
Thank you very much. I'm honored.
So, I'm honored that you came on my show. So, thank you. So, and if you ever need anything, remember, like I said, first, we're the closest safe harbor.
Thank you.
So, but
Someone asked to see the pic in the back.
yeah, don't worry about getting a 50K. I just realized that how late it is, and I do need to go to bed and stuff. Okay.
Same. Absolutely the same. And thank you again. Thank you to all your followers who listened in tonight. And thank you to all my followers. You guys are great. And I'll see you guys soon, hopefully.
All right, you got it. So, all right, y'all. Love ya.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye now.